Now let's get real for a second. You've been talking about wanting change, wanting more out of life. Good question, but have you really done anything about it? I want you to think back. Look at the past year. No, actually, look at the past 2, 3, maybe even 4 years of your life. Has anything really changed? Have you made the progress you keep telling yourself you're working towards? Or are you just stuck exactly where you were? Just look around. How many people do you know who keep saying they want more, but you see them in the same situation year after year? And before you start pointing fingers, ask yourself, are you any different? Are you really making the strides towards the life you keep dreaming of, or are you just stuck in the same loop? Now I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Picture your life over the past year. Did you set goals? Did you say you were going to make changes? Okay, now ask yourself, did you actually follow through? Not halfway, not with excuses, but all the way. And I don't mean just talking about it, I mean real actions. Actions that create results. If the answer is no, and you know deep down it's no, then what are you waiting for? Okay, so let's cut through the excuses. You say you were trying, you're working on it, but the results speak louder than your words. If you were really moving forward, you'd be able to look back and see the change. But if you're in the same spot, if you're feeling the same frustration, then isn't it time you own up to the truth? You haven't been accountable to yourself. And that's not just a maybe, that's a fact. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to accept that doing this alone isn't working. You've been trying to go at it solo, convincing yourself you've got it all under control. But look at where that's gotten you. There's no shame in needing help, in needing someone to hold you accountable. The truth is, most people don't get where they want to be alone. You think success just happens? No, it doesn't. Success happens when you have a plan, when you have support, and when you have someone to call you out on your bullshit. Harsh but true. You know what the real problem is? It's not that you can't change, it's that you're too comfortable where you are. It's easier to stay in that comfort zone, isn't it? It's easier to tell yourself that you're working on it than it is to face the fact that you're not moving. And that's why you're still here, in the same place you were last year, 2 years ago, even longer. It's not about time, it's about the fact that you're not pushing yourself. Now I want you to imagine this. Picture your life a year from now. If you keep doing what you're doing right now, where do you see yourself? In the same spot? Frustrated? Stuck? Now ask yourself, is that what you really want? I'll bet it's not, because if you don't change something now, that's exactly where you're headed. Same place, same struggle, just a different year. So here's the harsh truth. If you've been trying to change on your own and it's not working, it's time to accept that you need support. Maybe you need a coach, maybe you need to join a program. It doesn't matter what it is, but you need someone or something to hold you accountable. Because if you were capable of doing it on your own, you'd have done it by now, wouldn't you? And that's not an insult, that's the reality. Stop pretending that you've got it all under control. Stop telling yourself you'll figure it out eventually, because eventually is never going to come if you keep doing what you're doing. The clock is ticking, and every second you waste, you will never get back. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep lying to yourself about being too busy to change? Or are you going to get real, accept that you need help, and start making actual progress? The choice is yours, but remember this, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. You either take the steps now, or stay exactly where you are, and that's a decision you'll have to live with for the rest of your life.